Here. I'm Dr. Nandana Tati. I'm a consultant health psychologist in Jupiter Hospital. I am the co-host for today, along with Dr. Taral Nagda, who himself is a pediatric orthopedic surgeon and a gadget enthusiast himself. So we have started UMANG, which has been a platform for doctors by the doctors. It's a brainchild of Dr. Gauri Saroj, with her dedication and her initiative and a lot of contributions from all the doctors comprising of Team UMANG. We have done around 12 sessions over a period of a year on various interesting topics. So anybody who is interested here could access all these sessions either on platforms like YouTube or Facebook, I suppose. There are videos uploaded there. So the topic of today is about what's happening, which is how to increase our productivity using WhatsApp and other apps probably. So here, digital literacy among all our health professionals is extremely important for us in healthcare. You can actually have the most technologically advanced device in the world, but if you don't know how to operate it, it would be as useful as having an aeroplane without a pilot. So we all, somewhere or the other, find ourselves technologically challenged in our daily practices. Sometimes even basic apps become very difficult for us to handle, especially the electronic health record systems and all get very challenging over a period of time. So today we will be focusing on how to enhance the use of these gadgets in medicine. So let's learn how to master these digital techniques and let's make them more resourceful for all the doctors out here. So as it is post-COVID, the pandemic has been really working as a catalyst for us in the advancement and adoption of the telemedicine that is there. So brace yourselves and let's begin. I think today I'm going to be introducing two of our speakers. One, Dr. Taral Nagda, and I request Dr. Taral, who will be introducing Dr. Neeraj Bijlani, who is a special guest and speaker for today. Dr. Taral Nagda is a pediatric orthopedic surgeon and going to various hospitals like SRCC, Jupiter, Hinduja, and Saifi. He's a director of Jupiter CP Clinic, the director Jupiter Gait Analysis Lab. His orthopedic interests are majorly pediatric hip, cerebral palsy, and deformity correction. He has quite a unique personality and has special interests apart from orthopedics too, where he's a huge gadget enthusiast, very interested in farming and reading. So I would like to request Dr. Taral to introduce our special guest for today, Dr. Neeraj Bijlani. Over to you, Dr. Taral.
Yeah, so it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Neeraj Bijlani, who is a friend, an orthopedic surgeon, and a gadget freak. He's a tech-savvy person, and many times in orthopedic conferences, or medical meetings, when he's talking about gadgets or technology, one has to say that he's also an orthopedic surgeon, besides being a tech guru. He has a practice, his own nursing home at Chembur, but he's been pioneer of a lot of initiatives. An initiative called Bombay Orthopedic Society's Technology Skills course, which me and Neeraj started many years back, and it still goes as an annual course and widely attended. He also has set up something called as Ortho TV, which is largest in the world online resource for orthopedic education, having more than 20 to 25,000 videos on its platform. And in last 2 years, Ortho TV has created a record of sort, by going globally and creating knowledge base for orthopedic surgeons all over the world in pandemic situation. So more about Neeraj, you will know from his talk itself. So Neeraj, over to you. We are really looking forward to learning and interacting with you. I think today what he's going to cover is just one facet of what we sort of discuss in a day, and he's going to show just one facet. All of us use WhatsApp, but how we can use it more effectively, more creatively, and more intelligently. Over to you, Neeraj.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the kind introduction. So we started the computer skills course, that was how it was known as, in 2011 for Bombay Orthopedic Society. It was the first type of course basically, and we have taken it all over India, and now because of Zoom all over the world. And this, I thank UMANG that to invite me for this as faculty. So I just start. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is on WhatsApp 2022. I'm going to show some features basically of WhatsApp, which I use on a day-to-day basis. And I am sure that everybody uses this. As Dr. Taral said, that after this talk, you may think that is he an orthopedic surgeon? As Gauri was asking me, are you basically, how do you know all this? So I'm also an orthopedic surgeon. I still have a practice in my clinic, and I am a director of Ortho TV Global Private Limited. So with this, let me show you first that there was in last year, in the beginning of the year, there was a lot of hassles where the privacy policy update came, that where they say that the WhatsApp suddenly gave you a pop-up and you had to agree. There was no disagree button in that. We are updating our terms and service. So you will be able to, so what did WhatsApp change? So you can remove or block businesses from your contacts. So the difference was that if you are using Facebook, so WhatsApp started communicating your data with Facebook business owners if they are using WhatsApp business owners. But there was no change for a personal WhatsApp chat. And of course, you always had, they started giving a new option that you could download the whole report of WhatsApp. Okay, what is WhatsApp exactly sharing? So as I said, that the personal chats with your family and friends will never change. So that still remain private. That is what they are saying. Location, whatever, this is all, nothing will be shared by Facebook. Only if you are chatting with a WhatsApp business owner who's using a WhatsApp business app, for which I'll be describing a little in detail later, will be shared with the Facebook people. Otherwise, it will not be shared. That is what they are saying. You still have full control over your data. You can, of course, block your business. That I'm going to talk. That is going to be my first slide. So what I gave an option, there are many of my friends who just suddenly left WhatsApp and they switched over to Telegram. They switched over to an app called Signal. And within few months, they realized in what I say very commonly.
Don't you hear about WhatsApp? Somebody is giving a lecture.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
So what I said is that basically that the final sentence was your acceptance of a new terms of service does not increase WhatsApp ability to share data with its parent company because they're already doing it. So that is one. So how do you save yourself in 2021 and 2022 from protecting your personal data? So these were the things which WhatsApp added new features. Main thing was that you can set your messages to disappear. So now you can have a default that after 90 days or 7 days or 1 month, the messages will just go away from the chat. Earlier, it was only for groups. Now it is for anyone, or even by default, you can set. They remain private unless you make it public. So there are these small things. You can always ask me a question in the middle. So, but before that, I would like to show you what should you do to protect your privacy in 2022. So most important is privacy settings. You should change that. So if you have a phone in your hand, pick up your phone, open WhatsApp in that and do these settings with me. Now you have to go into this menu. How do you go into this menu? You see at the bottom, there is something called as settings in iPhone. And on an Android, on the top, there are 3 dots. You click on that and you reach the WhatsApp settings. This is after you open WhatsApp. Once you go there, then let me show you live. So it will be easier for you to understand. So let me open my WhatsApp chat live. I go into settings. So then I get this menu, which you can see in front of you. Then there is something called as account. I go into account. And then there is something called as privacy. Go into privacy. So these are my privacy settings. And if you see, my last scene is nobody. Last scene is that time. What happens is that sometimes in the middle of the night or just before sleeping or just getting up in the morning, I pick up my WhatsApp automatically. I don't want people to know that I was awake in the middle of the night at 3:45 a.m. and I was on WhatsApp. My profile photo is to everyone, but you have an option of saving it to my contacts. I have kept it to everyone because I am in such a profession that I want them to see my photo, and always keep my photo as my solo photo. I don't keep my children's photo. I don't keep my wife's photo or anything else. You can either keep it as an abstract or you keep it as your profile photo if you are in a public profession. But if you're in a job and you're not in a public profession, you can always hide it and keep it to my contacts. So only your contacts who are saved in your phone can see it. Then about again, I've kept it for everyone because this is something like that I want them to know, because this is my about. Supposing they're not able to contact me, I have kept an alternative numbers where they can contact for an appointment. That is why I want for everyone to be known. Then I go into, then the next step is status. Status is something like an Instagram reel which you want to update, or you want to update the status. So that is the, which you have to, I have excluded few people. You can either keep it for your contacts or you can exclude some people. Sometimes I don't want many people to see mine, so I have excluded those. Live location always should be none, whatever be it. If you keep the live location on, that means where you are, anybody can track on WhatsApp. So you should always keep it off. And if you see my blocked contacts, there are 237 contacts I've just blocked. They can be contacts who are contacting me for credit card, for bank, for sales or whatever. So I've just blocked them, or some people are irritating me. Then there is a default message timer, which I was talking about, disappearing messages. So you can keep all your messages to disappear in 24 hours, 7 days, 90 days are off. I prefer to keep it off. My WhatsApp data is very important to me. Then this is the most important thing, the double blue tick. So if you see, it is off. But WhatsApp in this way plays a very fair game. They say that basically आप अपना नहीं दिखाओगे तो हमारा भी नहीं देख सकते हो. Means if you keep your read receipts off, मतलब तो फिर आपको किसी का भी double blue tick नहीं दिखेगा. But I will show you a way how to still see it if you desperately want to see it. And screen lock मैंने Facebook पे that I have kept it off. Earlier I kept it on, but because of the lockdown we are wearing masks, so I have kept the screen lock on off. You can use a Face ID or you can use a Touch ID. If your phone has a touch fingerprint, then you can keep it on so that nobody can open your WhatsApp. So this is basically the privacy settings. I would like to take some questions here if you have.
Neeraj, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, many times WhatsApp does have sensitive data. In that case, how can you, are there any other security measures you can apply apart from the screen lock? Is there anything you can do, so that no one else beside you can access or open? Because your phone, when we are operating, sometimes, the phone lies in the OT. Anyone else may be operating your phone. How do you do that? Yes.
So there are two things which you can do. One is that your phone has to have a password, naturally, password or the fingerprint or the Face ID, whatever you want it. So you have to have minimum that much. Second is, in an Android and iPhone both, there is now a setting in the main phone. I'll just show you in the iPhone how it appears, but in the Android also it is there. So you go into the security settings and there is, sorry, not this one. So there is one settings and notifications that show notifications if the screen is locked. See the show previews. So you can, show previews. So when unlocked, if the phone is locked, you will not be able to see the preview. So even if you, So when the person in the OT, like your assistant or whatever, sees your phone also, he will just see that there is a WhatsApp message come. But when he tries to open it, he'll not be able to open it if there is a password. So that is what you can do. That the same applies to Android also. The next part is a private group. So make your own private group, send or forward messages to that group, and read messages later at peace. I'll just show you what exactly is this. So if you see, I have a group called Read Later. And what is the purpose of this also, I'll tell you. The main purpose is that when you basically get up in the morning and see a lot of WhatsApp messages which have come to you, you want them to be given you want to read the article, you want to see the YouTube video, but then you get back into work and that message is just lost forever. And it may be some interesting video. So how do you save those? Either you save it in your gallery, but then again, searching for it becomes a big hassle because the PDF will get saved separately, the video will get saved separately, and the photo will get saved separately. So what I do is that I make a group only of me, and forward it to myself. I'll just show you how it is done. So I'll just open WhatsApp. You can do it with me. Go into settings, and then you make a new group. In the Android, on the top 3, you can make a new group. So you go into new group, and say, for example, I will add Taral only in this group, new group. And then I'll group ka name rakh dunga reading later. And then I'll create that group. So I've created a group with one of my friends. And then I go inside the group and see there are only 2 people in the group. So what I will do is that I'll remove the second person, that is in this case, Dr. Taral Nagda, from the group. So I am the only member of this group. So in the morning, if you like that you want to save these messages and you want to send this to anyone, send the different messages to anyone, you can just keep on forwarding that. I'll show you, I have 2 groups like that. One is read later, where I have sent all the forwards which I want to read later. It could be website links. It could be some materials which I want to read later or want to save. Could be some videos. So there are small things like this which I like to save here. Then second is that many people nowadays ask for a PAN card, Aadhaar card for whatever various purposes, bank people. So I have got insurance copies. So I have saved everything here. See, this is my car insurance, my Mediclaim policy. So this is my documents folder where I save all my documents. And then the only thing is that you have to remember that if you change your phone, this data will go away unless you have taken a backup. So if you're using an Android phone, take a backup regularly on the phone. And if you're using this phone, then take a backup on the Google Drive or iCloud.
So these are very useful, the private groups. And I'm going to show you some more uses of this private group. Can I just, so private groups are 1-person groups, you know, that when every group has to have more than 1 member, but by creating a group and deleting all of the members, you make a single member group. And I use it for various other purposes. I think after Neeraj's talk, I'll share a screen and show you some more interesting uses of private group, which I use actually in day-to-day practice. Neeraj, you can go ahead.
Okay. Then we come to basic photo editing. In Android, in iPhone and in Android both, you can do some basics of photo editing also, just by inside the WhatsApp app. So you can crop the photo, you can make the photo black and white, and you can even mark up the photo. Let me show you an X-ray here. So you see this X-ray looks very blue in this. And plus there is a patient identity in this. So I want to hide it. So if I want to hide it, what should I do? I will just go and crop it. So I'll just select the edit option in this, and then I remove the patient identity. Then this is blue. So once I just swipe up, I get these options of filters. So I just put a black and white filter and it becomes black and white. This looks like a very neat and tidy X-ray. And if I want to mark and show that where is the fracture, this is where I can mark also. And I can even type a text that is a malunited fracture. Once I've typed the text, I'll just make it small, put it in one small place. This can also be used, if you're using photography, this can also be used as your own watermark. So that if anybody forwards this photograph, it will remain like this. So I'm writing my name also. So if anybody wants to use it in their presentation, there will be my name in it. So this is some basic, simple photo editing. Let me show it to you live. So I'll go here and maybe I'll in the UMANG group only, let me post it. And I'll maybe take a photograph, which recently I have taken. So maybe something like this. Okay. And it looks very odd like these photographs. Now I'll show you how we do it. So you see on the top right, there are 4 columns, 4 options. So I press on the first option and then I edit it and I can take it like this. This is it. Now I have clicked on done. Now I want to edit the color of it. It doesn't still look perfectly black and white. So I'll just use my finger and swipe up. When I swipe up, I get these options. I would like to select black and white in this. And then I want to say, put an arrow or markup in this. So I can do like this, or I can do like this. You don't need any pen for it. I've done it with my finger. And then if I want to write text on it, I can always write text like I want to write my name, like a watermark. Once I've written my text, then I can always pinch it, make it very small so that it doesn't disturb and it remains in one corner. And then I can send it. So I will also send the original photo. So you'll understand the difference. How is the original photo different from this? So you see these are two different photographs, but basically the same photograph. I edited it inside WhatsApp. No other photo editing app required. Now, many times you require to hide the patient's identity. So supposing if you want to do that, there is one very easy way to do it. Let me show you. For example, this is my photograph, anesthetist photograph. I was just making fun of him. See, he's sitting outside and just using his phone during the surgery. So if I want to hide his face, so what I will do is that I'll put an emoji on it. I'd like to put this emoji. So face is hidden. So you don't know who he is. Swati knows who he is, but everybody else don't know. So that is how you can do basics of photo editing. You can even, of course, if you want to put something like not an emoji, or example, you want to put something like a square on it. So you can, of course, put a square also. So I would like to select maybe a black color and I can draw a square and I can do like this, but this doesn't look so neat. This also is a possibility, but this doesn't look so neat. That looks much better, I feel. And of course, you have a lot of choices of emojis which you can put like this. There are nowadays stickers also. Earlier, there were no stickers. Now you can put stickers also.
This is sorted out.
So these are the multiple ways you can send photographs. Now, sometimes some people have sent you photograph. In iPhone, it is very easy. You can even edit that photograph on there and then send it back to him by pointing it out like this. Like this is the last one which I sent. So this was received from me and then send it there. But in Android, it is a little process. You will have to share that photograph and then bring it back to the WhatsApp chat and then do the editing. That is the only difference in iPhone and Android. So this is how it works. And the basics of photo editing. Any doubts here? Okay. Now we go to video editing. You will not believe that we can do video editing on WhatsApp. So sorry. Slide got. So let me show you this, how the video editing is done. Just a demo first.
I click on my friend who we have done the surgery together, and then I go in the message and I tap on this
Attachment, and then I just select a video.
So this looks like a video. I open that video. I want to maybe remove.
So the first part is that on the top, you can little bit crop the video from the front and the end. You cannot crop the middle part. If you want to crop the middle part, you have to send it in two parts. Two videos means. So you have to just crop a little bit here and there.
In that video.
And of course, you can always mark up a video also, something like this, which I have done.
I want to write a text. Okay, what is this video about?
So this becomes like a watermark inside the video.
Extraction. And put a tick, adjust so that it doesn't disturb the main part. And also you can add a caption, similar name.
So Nira, this is very useful. Suppose somebody has taken a video in drop and you want to send it to a colleague, or you want to show it to patients, relatives sometimes, what has been done. It allows you to mark particular areas and
It is very important.
And this can be done instantaneously. You don't have to go to a video editing app, but this can be done with your phone on WhatsApp itself and send it through WhatsApp.
There are some new features of video editing which the WhatsApp came out. Let me show you. Somebody actually left this group thinking that this group is getting spammed. I don't know who he is. Can you identify this number? Who left the group? So I'll just maybe try to put a video. Let's see if I can find a video. I have not taken much videos recently. These videos are not. So this is a full MRI video which I had taken and sent it to my friend. So let me edit this. So how we can do the editing of the video? I can do this. So I can remove the first part of the video. Then or if I want, I can remove the last part of the video. And then if I want, I can crop it also. So I don't want to show the patient identity. I can crop this video like this. So only this part will come. Then once I click on done, and again, if I want, I can filter it. So I made the video black and white, same thing. And I can, of course, put a mark on it, like a markup, something like this. I can, of course, then play it. The issue is that this mark basically travels with that. If you have the video, this mark will only work if your camera is stagnant, but because my camera is moving, this mark is also traveling. So that is why it is not applicable. But you see, these are the small features that the blue video has become a black and white video. So basics of video editing can be done. Advanced features are not there, but at least many very basics can be finished off in the WhatsApp itself. So this is video editing on WhatsApp. Then we go to photo view once. That is a very good feature which came out in 2021. So this feature has been there with Snapchat, people who have been using it. And you can just send the photo which you can view only once. Let me show you. People are in the group, a live demo again. I'll go in WhatsApp again in this group and I'll take a photo. Say maybe I want to send this ice cream photo. And I don't want you to see more than once. So I'll just click on one here on the right side. You see that it became one. See this, it became dark. And when I send it, just Gauri, try to open the photo in the group and you will be able to view it only once. Once you have opened it, it's be written open. So you will not have access to the photograph. This can be used for maybe important documents, or I don't know really what is the purpose in my practice, but basically this is a feature which is there. This is more, I think, will be used by teenagers and youngsters than us. So this is the photo view only once. Then we come to the main thing, the WhatsApp business. So people who run their own practice or who don't want to share WhatsApp numbers with everyone, you can have another app. Download it from the Play Store and the App Store, which is called WhatsApp Business. Just go to Play Store, App Store, download another app. Of course, you will need another number for it. It can be the separate number on the same phone. This I have kept only for patients and it is set up on my assistant's phone. And the features like clinic timings, maps, timings, catalog, short links, a lot of there. Let me show you some features which I use. So there is first thing is that QR code. So I have displayed the QR code outside in my stationery. So anybody wants to do WhatsApp, they don't have to save the number. They just scan the QR code and reach my WhatsApp directly. And when they reach my WhatsApp, this is what they see. That this is my they will see this Dr. Neeraj Bijlani Ortho Tech Clinic. They will see the timings. So today it is closed. So it opens at 5 p.m. and then Friday 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Today, that is a Friday ka screenshot. So it is a current screenshot. It will show the address. It will show my email address, my website, and even my Google Map link. So anybody wants to reach me directly, it is much easier if they just have my number, they have all this data. So that is how WhatsApp Business works. There are some features like catalogs. So if you are into specialized surgeries like plastic surgery, cosmetic surgery, or like Dr. Taral, who's into specialized pediatric orthopedics, they can basically make a catalog of the various surgeries which they do and put it there for like a present, like a PDF. So with that catalog, the number also travels if anybody wants to share. Let me show you how it is different. So these are the business tools. This is the catalog thing. So if I want to add any new item in the catalog, I'll just add new item. And then I'll choose the photo. So this is a say supracondylar humerus fracture I have chosen here. With the post-op result and the pre-op and intra-op x-rays and findings. So I choose all these photographs from my gallery. This is a case done by Dr. Mandar Agashe, who is also a pediatric orthopedic surgeon. And then I just write supracondylar fracture, humerus. So for anybody who's viewing it, will be able to view this. Of course, WhatsApp takes some time to approve these things. So you may have to wait before it is approved. And of course, keep the price always open. Do not disclose the price. It doesn't look good. So don't keep the price there. You can put the description in whatever you want, that this is a needs a urgent surgery, something like that. So patients understand this. Some people just like to open the WhatsApp and just go through the catalog. So it will be like a things which you do. It will be like a mini website of yours if you make catalogs. Once you click on save, so you have to write India only because the country of origin is there. So just write India and finish it off. Save. You see this? So it becomes like a full display of your case. So you can display all the cases which you do regularly in this. And there is greeting message and quick replies in WhatsApp. There are some extra features which I feel that you should, once you take it, you explore it. Then there is something called as web WhatsApp. So in web WhatsApp, what we do is that we can use it on the Chrome browser. I use it more popularly on the Chrome browser. You see that web WhatsApp. And now in 2022, it allows you to use it on multiple devices. So you see, link a device. As you were maybe observing that you must have received a notification that this event is live now on Ortho TV, and it has gone to so many different, and 2 people are accessing my WhatsApp. So one of my assistant is accessing my WhatsApp on his computer, and he sends forwards to all my groups when I'm working. So basically you can hire, if you have an assistant or a receptionist who can take care of this. Because lots of WhatsApp nonsense comes. So a WhatsApp business account can be set up in their desktop or laptop, and they can take care of those things. So it becomes easy so that you don't have to answer. There is no delay. So with this, I just want to give a last one tip: WhatsApp without saving phone number. So you can open the browser, Chrome on Android or Safari on iPhone, and type the following: wa.me/91, not a +91, /91. That is the country code. And then you put the number. And then you just enter. And then once you press enter, you will be able to directly reach on WhatsApp and chat with the person without saving the number. wa.me, that is whatsapp.me. And then it will tell you to just open. I'll just open WhatsApp. And once I click on open in WhatsApp, you see it just starts the chatting. I can type the message. The number is not saved. Somebody else. Privacy setting is not on. Photo can be seen. So this is how you can send the WhatsApp message directly without saving the phone number. So this is all from my side. If you want to know more tech tips, you do join our Telegram and WhatsApp group called Ortho Tech. You can write to me on this email address, or you can message me, WhatsApp me on the mobile number. I'll leave this slide open and I hand over to Dr. Taral Nagda to take over from here.
Okay, so hi Neeraj, thanks for that. That was the how we can use WhatsApp in a much better way in day-to-day life. There'll be some questions people will have, but I'm going to show you a few of the things where I use WhatsApp for medical purposes. So one is a WhatsApp library, and all of us need to have a library of articles, and the articles are into different categories, and you can do it in various ways. You can do it through a Google Drive. There are various other ways, but this is one of the ways I use because it helps me in sort of sharing that article very quickly, with my colleagues, with my students, and for me to read. So what is WhatsApp library? Again, it's a a personal sort of a group. What is a personal group? So personal group you make like this, as Neeraj has shown you. You form a group, and the name of this group says supracondylar fracture. So to form a group, you need 2 people. So you add another colleague onto the group, and this can be a colleague orthopedic surgeon or your fellow or anybody, and then form that group so that library is accessible to that entire group. And then anyone reads an article about supracondylar fracture, you save that article by sending onto the group, so it remains in the group media. Okay, so advantage of WhatsApp library is that once you form a group and share an article, if you go to the image library, if you go to the document library, you will get the entire list of those articles. And if you want to search an article, you use WhatsApp search. For example, I want to search compartment syndrome in supracondylar fracture. So if it's there in the title of the article, and if I've saved that file with that name, it will immediately show me that article, and I can click on it and open it as a PDF. So this is something which can be easily shared across various groups you are on. You can share it with your residents, uh, colleagues, patients, and this becomes a WhatsApp library for me. I also use WhatsApp as an electronic medical record system. And what you can do is, again, make a group with patient's name. So if you don't want to keep patient's name, you can give a code number. And every time you see a patient, the prescription of the patient, you click and share it on the group. Every time I see a report, you can click and share it on the group. The X-ray, C-arm, MRI images can be shared on the group. If I'm operating the patient, intra-op photos can be shared on the group. Dr. Supe, if he's doing a laparoscopy, he can share a laparoscopy photos or videos on the group. An advantage is it creates a timeline. And all this can, be seen on patient's timeline. So there are two strategies for using WhatsApp as a electronic health record system. You can use WhatsApp as a dump ground where all the photos and videos taken by your clinic's team can be dumped on a WhatsApp dump ground and then sorted out. But better strategy is to have a case record with each patient. And advantage is whenever I'm making a presentation for a particular patient, I want to use it in my PPT. All these images are available to me from my phone or on my desktop through WhatsApp web. So WhatsApp being used as a EHR. Third interesting use of WhatsApp is a secretary. You can use WhatsApp as a speech to text device. And again, what we can do is make a group. And here I've made a group called myself. And I'm again showing you how to make a single person group here. So I'm creating a new group. And you add another person onto the group. And when you remove that person from the group, you're left with yourself. So this group's name is myself. And then what can be done is you want to type anything. All you do is, send a voice text. On the WhatsApp, you see a command where which is voice to text. And your op notes, for example, will be typed onto that WhatsApp message. And then you can copy and paste this in your health records. So, next time you are in the OT, you don't have to type your op notes. Even if you don't have a sophisticated device, you can speak the notes to the WhatsApp secretary. It will automatically convert it into a text, and this text can be copied and pasted onto any other system. WhatsApp, another use is also surveys. So during COVID time, there are quick surveys we have done using WhatsApp surveys, and the program app you use here is known as Doodle. So if you have a WhatsApp group, say of pediatric orthopedic surgeon, I create this Doodle app, make an entry into this, say this is a fracture. How will you treat this? What are the investigations you will do? What fracture is this? There can be questions on Doodle. And as people answer these questions, what happens is, the choices which people make will come onto this, and it gives you a percentage. So, this can be used for quick surveys, which can be used for research. It can be used for clinical audit also. And it can be all done using WhatsApp. So there are many uses of app for sending messages and receiving messages. Neeraj has shown us that it can be used to edit your images, to edit your videos. It can be used as your sort of a mini website when you use WhatsApp Business. It can help you as a secretary. It can be your electronic health record system. It can be your patient management system. So a lot of our patients who are staying out of Bombay, when they want to do a follow-up, the X-rays, images, clinical photos, everything can be shared on WhatsApp. And, it allows us to manage patients which are not from Bombay. So this, with this, I'll also end my talk and presentation. And if there are any questions, we can take now.
Can you show your last slide again?
Last slide. This one.
Not come yet. So what is this? This is your EMR.
So this is a program called Doodle. This is a program called Doodle, which you can integrate in your WhatsApp message
Doodle.
and share with a group. Doodle, Doodle.
Okay.
So I have to celebrate today. I know something that doesn't know. So this is a Doodle is used for various purposes. For example, it's commonly used by people who want to, decide to go for a party, and you want to decide a date and time, and then it will give you various options, and people can select those options, and Doodle will tell you how many people select what options.
Okay.
So this can also be used for research, like this, the research questionnaires. If you don't want to use Google Forms, this is an option.
Okay. School.
So you can make a doodle yeah. So if the Gauri wants to find out if today's program has been interesting, to the attendant, she will share a doodle link which says, I like the program, yes or no, and she can find out in an instance how many people like the program and how many did not like the program, with statistics and graphs.
Gauri, you have been silent.
Yeah, so this video editing you said, no? When you send a video, it never comes fully. It's always in parts. So how can we send a video in full?
So that is because you have taken a big video, maybe in full HD or 4K. So what you can do is that first of all, reduce the size of the video. So there is something called as compressed video. So you can just compress the size of the video because WhatsApp allows only up to 26 MB of video size. That is one option. The other option is that you can send it as a document. So you select, instead of sending on WhatsApp, you send it as a document. I'll give you an example. Like when you open WhatsApp, just open any chat, try to send the video there. Instead of a video, select photo or video ke badle, you select the document. And when you select the document, you select that video. So it gives you an option of selecting that video also. So if you select that video and send, it can send up to 100 megabytes. Or if you feel that nahi ho raha hai, to ek compressed video karke ek chota sa app hai, which you can download from the Play Store or App Store. Just dump the video in the compressed video. It will give you a small video of 25 megabyte and that you can send without reducing much of the quality.
And last option is you can save that video on your Dropbox or Google Drive. And then just share a link on WhatsApp. That is also fine. That is also fine.
Yeah.
But when you send the video as a document, Neeraj, one more advantage is the quality of the video is not lost. When you share video as a video file, the WhatsApp will compress that video and the quality of the video is lost.
Yes.
So, if you're sharing a video where you don't want to lose a quality,
yes,
you want to use it as presentation later on, share it as a document and not as a video.
Right.
Okay.
One more question, Dr. Neeraj. Wanted to ask if there are any apps available to particularly save patient records or the doctor's prescriptions. Any particular apps for that?
Yes, there are a lot of apps. Taral and me use different types of apps. So I personally used to use Practo as my main tool. I have given it up because of too much commercialization. Though I gained a lot from Practo because I used to get, you will not believe that when I started Practo I took it as a mainly EMR because that time in 2014, that was the only app which was working on Mac and Windows both. And it also had an app for Android and iPhone both. But as they became more and more commercial, I switched over to something called as DocOn. So in the DocOn app, I save all my records. But the other two apps which I have tested, and just because of the too much training period for the staff, I don't feel like changing. One is the app which is made by a pediatrician only. It's called Docterz, Docterz. Maybe we can call him in one of those sessions and let him show the app. It's a very good app.
Okay.
It's much more comprehensive than DocOn and Track2.
Okay.
And the other one, which is made by another doctor who's a physician, is DocuSmart. DocuSmart or DocSmart? DocSmart.
DocSmart.
DocSmart. DOCSMART. Both these apps, our main purpose is to provide EMR to the doctors, and both are made by doctors. So they understand what is needed, not by companies like DocOn and Track2.
Okay.
And there is one more app, but that is more of orthopedic oriented. That is called Pixort, Pixxort, but that is only for orthopedics. Maybe we can have, I think this requires one more session where we can have a session dedicated to EMRs. So demonstration of electronic medical records of different companies.
Okay.
And different people, doctors who are using, since this program is for doctors by doctors, instead of the company people demonstrating the app, we should have doctors actually demonstrating the app and show what they like about what they are using and what they don't like, what are the deficiencies. But most of the EHR, electronic medical record systems now will also allow you to do research, because it's not just for writing a patient prescription. It is not just to give an appointment. The patient data should be available for you to analyze through that app, and which will allow a physician to do audit or research. For example, I have total 200 patients of pediatric fractures. That app should be able to calculate how many supracondylar fracture, how many fractures around the elbow, how many radius ulnar fractures. It should be able to give me the epidemiological data. It will also tell me these patients presented to clinic at what time of the day. So all these data points should be allowed, and that is possible when the data which feed in like a data point. Then the electronic medical record system also becomes a research tool. Yeah. Any other questions, Nandana?
I think this is it.
Dr.
I'm going to
Nandini
ask
has
one
a question. Dr. Nandini has a question.
There is one thing that you had spoken about, viewing the photo only once. Is it available on an Android phone also?
Yes,
or is
yes.
it
If you have to update it to the latest version, it is available. It's been there for almost 3-4 months now.
Okay.
Dr. Nandini has a question. Maybe Dr. Taral can answer it. Dr. Nandini, do you want to unmute yourself and ask?
So I'll ask you, I use it very commonly when I put this, when I put X-ray for opinion or for academic discussion, and you don't want anyone to copy that X-ray and for personal thing, So I use this when I discuss on a pediatric orthopedic group, so people will be able to watch it once, and second time when they watch, they won't be able to. So they can't copy, they can't paste, they can't use it for their presentation. Yeah, Nandini had a question. Please ask.
Good evening to all.
We can't hear you, ma'am.
Good evening to all.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I wanted to know that mobile can sense whatever you are doing. So how can you block that?
You want me to answer that?
Yes, please answer.
Yeah. So see, I'll tell you may I ask, madam, which phone do you use?
I'm using Samsung Android phone.
Yeah. So here the comparison is that basically between an Android and iPhone, if I have to choose, I will choose an iPhone, though I also use an Android phone. Samsung is a very good phone. So that is the only reason is that, okay, Google, if you want to use, you have to keep your mic always on. That's how the phone always knows what you're doing. That is one thing. So you can keep your mic off. There is now a feature in Android 12 that you can keep your mic off and the phone will not listen to everything, whatever you are listening. But however, yes, that smartphone now knows, because it is a smartphone, knows everything about you. And there is no privacy in this world. That is why there are some settings in all the phones which you can set up, like WhatsApp privacy, I just told you. And maybe there are some privacy apps which you can use in the future. One tip which I would like to give you is that, because all of us use banking on the mobile phone and Google Pay, is that never use it on the public Wi-Fi, like a hotel Wi-Fi or like a bank or any coffee day or Starbucks. I don't connect to public Wi-Fi only nowadays. For my phone, at least I don't connect. Maybe a laptops I connect, but my phones, I don't connect to public Wi-Fi. Like Starbucks, I will go, or any hotel I will check in. I will never connect to the Wi-Fi with my phone. My laptop, I may connect, but that I definitely not connect. So avoid that. Any Wi-Fi which does not have a password, avoid connecting it to it. Best is that if you want to use banking, the best is your mobile network. That is your 4G network, which is Vodafone, Airtel or Jio, whatever you're using. Use that to do the banking. That is always better than anyone, or your home Wi-Fi. Nothing else. That you can only protect yourself, but yes, the world of privacy as we know it is changed. If you want to use the technology, we'll have to give up something.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, madam.